All right, let's face it, many kids nowadays are pretty attached to their screens, kind of like a third hand, from scrolling on social media to watching TV or just playing video games.
And for years, parents have been raising concerns about the amount of time their kids are spending online. But some experts say it's really just about finding a balance. Laura Tierney joins us now. She's founder and CEO of the Social Institute. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, we talk a lot about the dangers of screens and screen time, but what are some of the positive impacts, if there are some?
Well, it's important to understand that there are two sides of social media, and especially given how synced up students are today, 95% of teenagers are regularly using smartphones, and social media is here to stay. It's not going away. And when we say social, it's not just Instagram and YouTube. It's texting, it's gaming on Fortnite, it's FaceTiming your grandparents to say hello. And it's not going away anytime soon. And so the more that we can empower and equip our children to navigate it positively, the more we can get ahead of this and help them use it for good.
And notably, many have been outspoken about the effects of social media. I'm thinking specifically of U.S. Surgeon General. And he's talked about his concerns around mental health.
Yeah.
What should parents be looking out for?
Parents should look out for a few things. One is notice if your child is starting to get disengaged from activities that they really enjoy, or if they're throwing tantrums or reacting strongly when they're stepping away from their device. Certainly look for if they are losing their self-confidence or not wanting to go to school as much as they used to. That could be a sign of cyberbullying. And last but definitely not least is we know that there are predators that are online. And if your child is being a little bit more secretive, well, there could be a chance that they might be trying to keep something from you. So just keep the lines of communication open and huddle with them regularly about what they're navigating.
But I guess, Laura, what then tactically does that balance actually look like? And I think about this in my own household. I have a 6-month-old, and I admit I'm a no screen time kind of mom. When I grew up, I feel like an auntie. When I grew up, back in my day, my parents were like, no, you got to sit in this room. You have to interact with adults. But I was also allowed to watch, educational programs. How do you actually find the balance? Is it a limit of time?
Sure. And as a parent, I can relate to this challenge myself. And I think what's important to remember is that social media algorithms, right, they are designed to keep and hold not only our attention, but the attention of our children. And so we can use tech to control tech, right? We can turn on focus mode or do not disturb to eliminate those dings, rings, and pings when we do have to focus. One feature I love as a parent is turning off autoplay when you're watching those streaming services like Netflix or Amazon, so it doesn't automatically go to that next show.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. Right? And then
for me,
I was going to say the binge watching, that would be helpful in general.
We're all in this together. And then last is definitely looking at setting those screen time limits in apps that you might use regularly.
And of course, a lot of this is on a phone. Is there a limit or an age when a child should get a phone?
Gosh, such a good question. And recently the U.S. Surgeon General recommended no sooner than 13 for social media. Now, our research has found that kids are getting a phone of their own on average around 10 years old. The short answer, there is no magic age. The best thing that you could do as a parent is ease them into technology and social media so they're building that mental muscle and can handle that responsibility.
Speaking of handling that responsibility, just briefly, does it have to do with the age? Because there's a recent study that just came out. It's kind of one of the longest term we've seen done. It was done, I believe, in Japan. And it showed that there were delays for kids who had access to screens before the age of 2. Does this balance start at a certain age?
Gosh, I often coach parents that your child best developmentally. And so what you can do even from an early age, whether you're a parent of a toddler or a teenager, is huddle with them about what they're seeing, what they're navigating, what they're seeing on TV, and have those conversations early.
All right, Laura Tierney for us there. Laura, thank you so much for coming in. And I know this is a topic we will all be talking about and unpacking from now on. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. And thanks for watching.
That's right. You're watching NBC News Daily.